Hello, boys and girls. How are we doing? My headphones are a little bit too loud. Oh, very loud in my ear holes. How are we all doing? Look, I bought it an England shirt. You can't see it. I need to lower it down somehow. How are we all doing anyway? I would say welcome to the pre-stream stream, but we haven't got a pre-stream stream tonight because it's already 7:01 because I thought, well, I'm not going to go live until the football's finished because I watch football now, don't you know? So we'll just jump straight into things. We've got business to attend to. We are going to be doing a watch along of the Netherlands-Austria game in the background tonight as well. But the most important thing, blends in with the white wall. I know. £70 well spent, definitely. We did a transfer window the other night while we were watching some football or other, and we've put together a beautiful squad. I say we, mainly my director of football, because he kind of took over the transfer window for me. If we'd have had a director of football like this at Chivas last year, then that would have been a much easier save than it ended up being. Not that it was particularly difficult, I guess. But, oh, I've got wind. Come on, Kev. But, yeah, we've put together a beautiful, beautiful squad. We've also got through to the final of the Belarusian Cup. If you weren't in the last stream, we've finally figured out what's gone on with league qualification. So last season, we finished 4th. Now, top 4 gets into Europe, depending on who wins the cup. Last year, Shakhtar Soligorsk won the cup. But there's still only 3 qualification spots. And it's because the cup starts at the end of one season and ends at the start of the next. So it's actually this season's cup winners who are going to get the 4th spot, or the team who finish in 4th place. We're through to the final of the cup, but we're facing a team who finished outside of the top 4. So basically, if we win that Belarusian Cup final, we lost in the final last year. If we win the Cup final, we get in next season's Conference League. In fact, the Conference League that starts in like June. So it'll be this season. It's all very, very complicated, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it all out. First, we'll hit continue a couple of times. I'll see what's going on in the chat. We've got a who will win. That's surely not a who will win the Euros chat. I mean, tonight, I guess. We're doing a thing for the watch along. I understand. The retro kit is at JD Sports. Look, I've already lowered myself to stepping foot in Sports Direct. And did you see the mess of the tweet I made directly afterwards? It ruined me. The amount of people yelling names and swear words at each other in and around that store was horrific. I'm certainly not setting foot in JD Sports. If I accidentally buy something from there, they'll give me one of those awful bags that the Tracksuit Brigade wear as if it's a backpack. Nah, I'm not going to another sports shop. I've had my fill of sports shops for a long time to come now. And I've got my England shirt. I don't need another one. Yeah, I'm doing a charity stream. That's news. That's just popped up thanks to Stream Elements. It's in about a month. 15th of July. It's for War Child. They're doing a whole week of sporting streams from different creators across different sports games and things, and there's going to be a Steam sale attached to it, all sorts of stuff to raise money for War Child, and I'm going to be one of the people streaming as part of it. So the donation page is open already. If you want to donate already, you can. If not, don't. But it'll just be basically a normal stream. It'll be that Thursday stream. We'll stream for 3 hours or so, but instead of giving money to me, I'll be telling you to give money to War Child instead. And if you want to do that for the next month, fill your boots. That means no other bets until 10 PM, does it? Well, that's stupid. Who set that up? We need to have a bet on the cup final, surely. Mr. Gavlar, thank you very much for the sub. Very kind of you. 10 months. What a wonderful 10 months you must have had. So we're all Austria fans today because we all love me so much. Yeah, about that, Mike. About that. Surely we're all... Ugh, I've got to change my colour settings on my monitor again. I was playing the Xbox on this earlier, and I've put it on the game mode, and game mode is horrible for playing Football Manager on. So I need to go back into standard mode. Oh, that's so much better. The green's just so bright and horrible. George has done a year. It only took him 12 months. Round of applause for George. Your nuts changed colour. Yeah, about the whole Netherlands-Austria thing. I kind of want Netherlands to win because I want the better teams to stay in the tournament. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike. But we want the best teams to stay in so it's more entertaining to watch. Or do we want the best teams to get knocked out so England have got a chance of winning? No, we want to win it by beating the best. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Owen, thank you very much for 3 months in advance. Goodness me. And that got you to your 12 months as well. What was I doing 12 months ago that brought so many new people in all in one go? But 3 months in advance. Wonderful stuff. You win, you're the better team. That's how it works. You know that's not how it works, Mike. You know that's not how it works. Dun, 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 dun. Why is the charity thing appearing in the chat over and over again? Is somebody spamming the command? Or have I got the timer far too short? I'm going to check the timer because it doesn't look like anyone's asking for that command. Have I got that happening every 5 minutes or something ridiculous? It can be like every hour. It's not happening for a month. It's just to keep the reminder there sort of fresh in your mind. Yeah, I've got that set to go every 5 minutes. Let's change that to every hour. That's plenty often enough. We won't see that again for a little while, hopefully. Probably, I dare say, about an hour until we see it again. Do we want utter chaos with all the great teams going out in the groups, making the knockouts a free-for-all? That would be cool, as long as England are still in it at that point. I mean, let's face it, it's pretty hard to get knocked out of the Euros. 24 teams and only 8 of them are getting eliminated from the group stage. It's a pathetic structure. It really is. This whole best third place teams getting through as well is total nonsense. Knock it back down to 16 teams. Sorted. Some of the England players will complain it's alcohol-free beer on the table. What are you talking about? I'm so confused. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Where's my beverage? Why are we not winning? I got used to winning the other night. I thought we were going to win the league this year. Maybe we won't, and that will be sad. So, in news from the other night, I think I showed you that I had an Xbox Now the other night, didn't I? And I've got my my Football Manager Xbox controller all charged up, and I've been using that. All I've downloaded for it so far is FIFA and Minecraft, because I'm nothing if not predictable. Oh, got a new thing to play games on. Best get FIFA and Minecraft on it. And believe it or not, FIFA plays the same on there as it does on the PC and the PlayStation. But I do have it in all 3 of those places now. I don't know why. I don't have a reason. I don't need to give you a reason. But what I was going to say is I've now got it all plumbed in a sexy manner to my Elgato. So now, at a moment's notice, mid-stream, without having to fiddle with any wires, I could just start streaming Xbox or start streaming PlayStation. It's all connected up through fancy Kev shenanigans. I didn't even ask for Matt's help. I did this all by myself, so it will probably catch fire. But we are now ready and raring to go with some non-Football Manager streams. Not yet, but probably after the Euros, when FM really starts to wind down for the year, we'll be doing some non-Football Manager stuff. I think I'm probably going to do another stream doing It Takes Two with Anna at the weekend, as we try and get her to partner before the school summer holidays start, and just to stop streaming for 6 weeks, or massively reduce her streaming for 6 weeks. So we'll do a couple more of them over the next few weekends. But yeah, there'll be streams and other games. Don't know what. Just letting you know, really. There'll definitely be FIFA when FIFA 22 is out. There'll probably be some Minecraft here and there. There might be some other bits and bobs as well. Who knows? The only things I've played on my Xbox Series S is FM twice and FIFA 21 3 times. I forgot I could get FM on it. I should probably get FM. What's my thoughts on FIFA? Hate it now. I mean, it's just FIFA, innit? Plays the same as that. I don't play enough FIFA to go through these waves of love it, hate it, FIFA's dead. All this nonsense that you get on the internet. It's just FIFA. I enjoy playing it. I wouldn't want to play too much of it, but I quite like it. Similar to Football Manager, I genuinely believe it's got better every year for the last 25 years. I don't really get... You sometimes get these people with the, oh, FIFA 16 was the peak. Since then, it's all been downhill. What are you talking about? It's the same game every year, just slightly more polished each year. So, yeah, it's fine. It's FIFA. It's fine. When does summer vacation start in the UK? No such thing. Do you mean the summer holidays? You probably mean the summer holidays. End of July. They only get 6 weeks off in the summer in this country. Why is Stream Elements... What is going on? Why is it telling us about this charity stream so much? I didn't even arrange it through Stream Elements. They shouldn't be so keen to push it. It hasn't changed the interval. Hold on, I didn't press save. Apparently you have to press save. Now I've saved it. It should now change to once an hour. Well, I should probably disable it for the rest of the stream so we don't have to keep seeing it. Took inspiration from your Apollon series and having a blast in Greece with Xanthi. Lovely, lovely, lovely. The Northern Ireland schools finish at the end of June. And then how long do they get off? I know in Scotland it's different as well. They're off early and they go back early. But usually in England, probably Wales as well, because the Welsh love to copy us. But usually in England it's like the 20-something, usually like the 23rd, 24th of July. Kids will break up for the summer. And then they'll be back first week of September. How many days do UK students go to school each year? Reference, we do 185 or so days a year from August to June. Exactly the same, 185 days. But so the kids here are September to July rather than August to June. So I guess it works out. Well, it does work out exactly the same. It's 185 days. When I was a teacher, I was contracted to 190 days. So 185 days teaching time, 5 days training time. So usually it would be 13. The kids would get 13 weeks off a year. Teachers get 12 weeks off a year. But that extra week is just like training days here and there. What team have I enjoyed watching the Euros the most so far? Italy, probably. Well, like that second half from Belgium was pretty impressive. But I've really enjoyed Italy. I think I might become Italian. Might go and buy myself an Italy shirt. Now I've got an England shirt. Just become Italian, Kev. Do I look Italian to you? Because now I am, apparently. What? Do I need to change the channel? ITV is showing me a man holding some kind of exhaust pipe. It's the next match on BBC. Oh god, the One show's still on at the moment. So, have we got no football for a few minutes? Is that what's happening here? I was flabbergasted earlier when we had to have 20 minutes of horses running about with humans on their back, rather than sport. I thought we were just wall-to-wall football at the moment. How does Sky work? I don't understand how Sky works. What channel do I need on and what time does it start? I don't want to watch the One show ever. There is never a reason that I would want to watch the One show. Right, next match coverage starts at 7:30. Okay, so there is now a reason to have the One show on. It can just sit on in the background and I don't need to look at it. It'll be fine. And yeah, next moan. Why is BBC One 115? Is there anyone out there now with a skybox who's still watching in standard definition? Just make BBC One HD 101 like it was for years. Because I still put what, especially because ITV's 103, I still just put 101 into the remote, and it's like, oh, I've gone blind. Oh no, I haven't. This is standard definition. I remember now. 115. Ridiculous. So go to 101 first, then have to change it. Everyone does, Ben. Absolutely everyone does. Anyone who claims they go to 115 first is a liar. But 103 is ITV HD. It's a nightmare. Genuinely think this is the hardest any generation of people has ever had it. Can't you reprogram the channels? Sky is like Apple products. You don't know how it works. You don't need to know how it works. It just kind of works. I certainly wouldn't want to be reprogramming anything. You should do a video called Exposing Sky Recordings. Oh dear. Right, are we winning yet? I'll do one better, Kev. My Spectrum app defaults to the New York Spectrum news station. I live nearly 700 miles from New York, and Spectrum has a local studio in Charlotte, which is less than 50 miles away. Explain that. Oh, we get that as well. Our ITV here, which is like the second big network, is regionalised. In fact, both of them are regionalised. But I get my BBC One HD is London, even though I'm 100 miles from London. And there's probably 2 or 3 of the local regional places nearer than London. And for my ITV, I still get the one from over in Peterborough, over near where I used to live, the Anglia one, which is not. And I didn't, when I was there, I didn't get that. When I was there, I got the East Midlands one, or whatever it was. Now, Central region, whatever it is. It's ridiculous. BBC HD is always London. So if I want to watch local news, I'm not allowed to see it properly. Stockport County manager refused to do any interviews with Sky until they fixed his Skybox. That is fantastic. I love that. Well, I hereby refuse to do any interviews with BBC until they move the HD channel to 101. Unless the one exclusion to that is if they ask me to do an interview, I will do it. But otherwise, I am refusing to do any interviews with the BBC until they fix it. Current Stockport manager is a former Posh and Boston player. Oh. So many players who fall into that category. Is it what's his face? The defender. Didn't he go to Stockport? Oh, no. Of course, Simon Rusk barely qualifies as a former Posh player. Did he ever play a game for Posh? He was a youth team player a long, long time ago. I probably only know of him from Championship Manager. When I was a kid, got a new TV, it randomly did Yorkshire despite living in the North East and every other TV in the house having the correct North East region ITV. Tellies are weird. Any tips on starting a stream? Just FM. Just do it. Nike got it right all those years ago, and still, currently, I believe it is still their thing. Just do it. Just start doing it, figure it out. Because the advantage is when you first start doing it, no one's watching, so you've got plenty of time to figure it out. So just do a stream, no one will be watching, and see how it feels. See what you'd like to figure out, what you'd like to change. Oh, Gethin, you've got to know that if you see capitalised F's and M's, you read out the full FM. According to Gethin, that's thank you very much. The FMA veteran. Thank you very much to the FMA veteran. Much appreciated for the gifted sub. For a little while I had East Midlands and Maroon despite being in Portsmouth. Nice. No nut music again. But why? Is on. Why is that reverted? My I didn't save my Go XLR settings last stream. And I turned my computer off. Right, hold on. This needs fixing. Oh, this is a ball ache. Right, this should be fixed now. I'm just going to save that profile. Go XLR is a lovely bit of kit. Apart from whenever you try and use it. Holy hell! That's loud.
F Veteran 86 gifted a tier 1 sub to Poland. This is their first gift sub in the channel.
Oh. 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 Let's try it one more time. Is that about right now?
F Veteran 86 gifted a tier 1 sub to Poland. This is their first gift sub in the channel.
Right, let's save this profile. And theoretically, when I turn my computer off and on again, it'll have saved and we won't have to fiddle with that again. Apologies to anyone who can't hear me now. Tom, thank you very much for the 3 months. Is that maybe too loud still now? It seems very loud. Can I just point out how many injuries we've got? This is ridiculous. Just making sure it wasn't too loud. Your concern is appreciated, Tom. Thank you. It's been a while since I saw you, Kev. What save are we doing? I'm sure someone can help you out with the full story in the commands. There you go, someone has. But we're managing Smorgon in Belarus. I think it's still a little loud. I agree. Let's turn it down a smidgen more. Jake, thank you for 14 months. Anyone else here ringing? I can't hear anything. Oh dear. Just booked my jab and freedom is in sight. CJ, congratulations. Can we have more ball gags in the vlogs, please? Look, when it's appropriate to do ball gags, you get them. I'm waiting for mums to get in touch and tell me off. I'm ready and armed with, my kid watches your vlog. His response is going to be, well, they shouldn't. It's clearly not made for children. Tell them not to. I might just start swearing, like stringing 5 swear words together in every intro, just to scare the kids off. My mum loves the ball gags. Weasel Gamer TV. Thank you very much. That sounds wrong. I mean, I just read out what you wrote. Need the Dutch to win for 200 quid later. Watch them bottle it. You rascals in your gambler Ryzen. I don't know. People say I'm throwing my money away, buying all these games consoles and football shirts. You lot with your gambling. Watching the content creation stream the other day. Last so hard when Kev jumped out of his skin on one of them when the intro music was super loud. Yeah, don't have really loud intro music, folks. Someone sent me their 100th video the other day, and I did some detailed feedback. That offer's still there years later. If you get your 100th Football Manager video recorded, feel free to send it to me. I'll write you an essay. I'm about 15 quid up this year, so in steady profit. I mean, as someone who's never really gambled, certainly never really done sports betting, my response would be then, if you're 15 quid up, what's the point? Just finished watching today's FM vids. So you've had a lovely old time. You think we'll be signing any big names when they're old men in this save? I hope so. I get anxious when betting 1,000 points on Twitch, let alone actual money. Have I ever watched an Umbar game? I have not. I have absolutely no interest in doing so. With all my uni stuff, I'm a few days behind on all the FM vids. But since I started, I've never been getting sloppy, Mike. Getting very sloppy. Drop out of uni so you can watch the content. That's probably the best thing to do. I know, I mean, uni, sometimes it's worth it, but if it means you've got to choose between uni and watching my videos, Oh, here we go. Here we go. No. Brilliant. National Basketball Association. It's not netball. It's netball with cheating. That's all basketball is. Netball was a good, honourable sport. And then they ruined it by letting you run with the ball. AKA cheating. Does bouncy ball like basketball? He doesn't like anything apart from the sound of his own voice. Right. This bench isn't up to much, is it? For all these players we brought in. The results of my finance exam today, I got 77. Congratulations. Without any more context than that, I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm going to assume it's good. If that's a percentage, it's probably good. Could be 77 out of 800, in which case, should have studied. But I'm assuming it's a percentage, in which case, good. Well done. Kev, pick your own bench. I'd rather sit here picking my own nose than picking my own bench. It's not very good content, is it? Old man selects players that won't play live. The wife says Holland to win tonight. Does she? Well then, I guess that's what's happening. Yeah, the one show is done. We're now getting an iPlayer advert. This is what I call a watch along. iPlayer advert. BBC doesn't have adverts apart from between every TV show when you get a dozen adverts for the iPlayer. I hadn't realised how bad live TV had gotten until I started watching the Euros, because it's the first live TV I've watched in years. Hi Kev, how are you? Finally caught up to stream after a while. After Wi-Fi. After Wi-Fi stopped being a complete wang. That makes more sense. I thought you were saying I finally caught a stream after a while I stopped being a complete wang. Congratulations on not being a wang anymore. But no, you were talking about your Wi-Fi. That makes more sense. I should just learn to read. Who's presenting? I don't know. Show hasn't started yet. I read it as his wife stopped being a wang. Maybe she has. Doom, doom, doom. Are we top of this league yet? This lot are too good. 5 from 5 for them. We need to deal with them. We're well in the mix, though. Right. Countdown to kickoff. Where's this one being played? A country where they have to wear masks outside, presumably, because they were all wearing masks on the way to the stadium. Amsterdam. Ah. Amsterdam, eh? That's really funny because I haven't paid you money with subs or been given mod. You don't reply to my message at all, even with it being a simple "Hello Kev, how are you?" Why would I say "Hello Kev, how are you"? How do you expect to bring new people into the stream if you don't acknowledge them? I'll be honest with you, Jabo16. If new people are going to come in and have a 5-line whine at me, I don't really need them. I've got lots of viewers. But thanks, though. Oh, dear. Wandering Bolt, thank you very much for the sub. 7 months. Of the epitome of brutal honesty. Oh, I mean, I'll level with you all because I mean this shouldn't need explaining to people who have the capacity to think, but there's a lot of people here. Not as many people tonight as there usually is, I don't think, but often the chat is very, very, very busy. It is not realistic for me to read every message that's posted in the chat. So I kind of scan it. And I mean, as much as whoever he was really wants me to respond to his "Hi Kev, how are you?" with "Oh, I'm really good, thank you. How the devil are you?" That's not interesting for any of the other people watching. So I scan the chat. Like at the moment, there's lots of people saying "wang" and "idoit." I'm ignoring all that because that doesn't need reading out. Because you can read. Just read it yourself. I'm looking for questions, really. I'm looking for talking points. I'm looking for interesting things that can spark a conversation. I mean, you might be really, really interested in me telling you how I am 400 times over the course of a stream as every person arrives and gets greeted individually. That might be your jam. And if it is, this is not the place for you. You need to go and watch a streamer who's got 5 people watching, who is looking for any excuse to say anything to anyone. That's not where we are anymore, boys and girls. I'm trying to entertain. Here's a question. Where the heck do you buy your shirts from? This one's from Giacomo, I imagine, the Fat Man's retailer. A lot of my clothes are from there. I don't know why. It's just my favourite shop for reasons I don't need to get into. But yeah, this is an excellent shirt. What is with all the injuries? But yeah, shirts tend to be from Giacomo. T-shirts usually from QWERTY or the WWE or AEW stores. Sad Sash, thank you very much for the sub. And I will hydrate. What an excellent idea. What the Wang doesn't realise is if he sticks around, then Kev will start getting to know you. For example, I got made a mod on Anna's channel by Kev because I'm a loyal viewer. Exactly. Or I'm mistyped and I was aiming for someone else. We'll never know. We'll never know which one of those it really was. How do I think Posh will do this season? I think we'll avoid relegation narrowly. Kev eventually realised our thinking is so different he started calling me a caveman. I mean, you are a caveman. Is this club pro? Good question. I don't think so. Oh, we are now. I don't think we were at the start, were we? I guess we were. And we've got undersoil heating. I don't even have that at home. As in my house. Home Football Club do have undersoil heating. I don't, however, have undersoil heating in my garden. That's the first time naming the club home has backfired on me. I paid a £5 for you to hydrate yesterday. You did. Money well spent. I'm sure you'll agree. Do you have a physio? Found that the hard way once with lots of injuries. You know what? I don't know that we do, because I think we agreed not to add any more staff when I arrived. Oh no, we do have a physio now. But I think they joined us relatively recently. They've kind of come in and then the injuries have started, weirdly. I think we did all of the first season without a physio, because I agreed not to get one. Yeah, so we started in the 2020 season. We didn't have a physio until last season. We haven't played the cup final yet. Cup final is upcoming. Cup final, couple of games, then we've got the cup final. Oh, it's getting warm in here. How come you don't do main channel streams on you now anymore? Couple of things with that. Firstly, my main channel streams have always been on Twitch, because the main channel has always been the Football Manager channel. And secondly, I was only ever on you now because they threw money at me, and then they stopped throwing money at me, so I stopped using their clunky, kind of broken streaming platform. We're doing brutal honesty about everything tonight. Keep the questions coming. So we just stream straight onto YouTube now, which is quite a nice platform to stream onto. What are the club finances like? Not good, I imagine. I haven't actually looked for a little while. I've got the fan on. I've just turned it up a little bit. Managed to fix the annoying rattle in my fan so I can finally hear you without my headphones. Lovely stuff. Can you make my air conditioning silent? Did I have a word with the gardener? Absolutely not, no. I'm far too English to have a word with the gardener. I just glared at him. He wasn't even doing gardens today. He was doing those bits of grass that you get at the side of the pavement. It's not really anybody's garden. So in a normal older housing estate, no one ever cuts them unless you've got old men. Old men will cut it. Yeah, I just stood there at my door until he left. He probably knew why I was glaring. It could have been a completely different man. I don't know, but I just stood there keeping an eye on him, making sure he didn't sneak over with his cable clippers. Are the analytics of the vlog channel different now during the new vlog compared to before the new vlog? How do you mean? Well, obviously we're getting lots more views now because I'm releasing more videos. But, I mean, average number of views per video is probably down slightly because I'm releasing more of them. So people are starting to slip back into the habit of picking and choosing the interesting ones. Which is only to be expected. If you're releasing one video a week, you'll get more views on that one video than you will on each video if you release 5 or 6. But on the whole, views for the channel are up. In fact, we might do more views on that channel this month than on the Football Manager channel, because views on that are way down because of the Euros. I hope it's because of the Euros. Because obviously people are interested in football, so they're watching football rather than watching Football Manager videos. So hopefully once we get out of the group stages and the matches are a little less frequent, I'm expecting views to pick up again. But first couple of weeks of June, the vlog channel has been getting more views than the FM channel, which is interesting. Rarely done that in the past. It's just the right time of year for that, I think. But yeah, other than that, the audience makeup is still roughly the same. It's largely the same people. We've kind of sat on about 108,000 subs on that channel for a year. We kind of smashed through 100, stopped there, and haven't really added or lost anyone since. A lot of the people who unsubscribed when I told them to have come back, even though they said they wouldn't. Can you tell me if I'm taking myself too serious? Yes. If you have to ask, then yes, you are. I don't need to read the rest of that. Want him to cut the power cable after the home episode. home episode was fine. It was fine. What I have noticed is a few people have taken to, if they don't like the results in the matches in the video, leaving a thumbs down on it, which is new. I've not noticed that before, but it's happened a couple of times recently. If an episode hasn't gone the way they wanted, they leave a thumbs down, which isn't a massive problem as long as it's not loads of people doing it, because it does all count as engagement either way. So algorithm wise, it's fine. But obviously, if everyone started doing it, it would potentially cause a problem with brands and things. If he gets a lot of views, but everyone seems to hate him, that's not the look I'm going for on my channel. Very, very long way away, but do you reckon Vlogmas could be back this year? I'll almost certainly call every vlog released in December a Vlogmas video. I absolutely will not be vlogging every day ever. So there won't be daily Vlogmas, just like there won't ever be any kind of daily vlog. But yeah, I would be mad not to put Vlogmas in the title of every video I release in December. Don Chris Smells, I think that's your name. Thank you for 6 months. People only want to give a thumbs up for the good results, so they want you to cheat or only record the wins. I actually think there are some, I don't know if I've just brought in a different, I mean, it's a very small percentage, but there's definitely people this year, and I've never noticed it in previous years. And I don't know if it's because a few of the bigger content creators are struggling a little bit in their saves. So maybe they just want to see a save where someone's smashing it, and they've not really got that anywhere at the moment. Because even though we all said FM21 was easy, actually it's turned out it's pretty difficult long term. It's easy to get quick early success. I think the patch probably made it harder, because non-league to legend was a breeze, and maybe that conditioned people with what they should expect on the channel. Maybe people seeing me be Kevy 6 times and wave my willy all over the showdown has made people expect that in all my videos who perhaps weren't watching before. But there are a growing small percentage of people who seem to get genuinely annoyed when we lose. I get the occasional comment like, oh, this save is dragging now. You've been in this league for 2 or 3 seasons. You just need to get promoted. It's boring when you don't get promoted. It's boring when you're not winning anything. And I think we've, as a group, as a collective, as a community, I think we've always kind of had the opposite view in the past. If we just win everything every year, it's pretty dull. But there seems to be just a small little minority of the audience who get bored when we're not winning. Very difficult to stay silent after that Willy sentence. I mean, Clates, I've won it 6 times out of 9. You've won it when I've not been there, and then once when I let you. So yeah, I'm wafting my willy all over the streamer showdown. That's how I roll. Who else can we out? Who's here? Who else can we draw out of their lurking status? Honestly, love it. You're stuck in the league with Bourne. Yeah. Frustrated Kev is the best Kev. Yeah. But Clates is in, everybody. Say hello to Clates. It's nice to see him. Nice of him to turn up for something, unlike that last showdown where he was afraid of me. According to the Streamer Showdown Twitter, he is still the reigning champion after all, because they don't want my name on there. Obviously not negotiating with any sponsors at the moment, so don't want the star in the bio. That's when we'll know when there's a sponsor that's imminent, because that'll quickly tick over to Kevy 6 times. Oh dear. Losing is part of the story. It gets boring if there's no challenge. I agree. Completely agree. Some people don't agree, apparently, and it's weird. I've just conditioned people to expect perfection at all times. It doesn't help that I look as good as I do, I don't think. Tend to enjoy it more when streamers are losing, not because I enjoy seeing people suffer, but because it's interesting to see what you do to turn the form around. Yeah, I mean, I just restart the computer and randomly change to a different tactic. Some people have something that's more eloquent than that. By the way, folks, big news. I went in Primark today for the first time since before the pandemic. Did you know they still sell a load of cheap tat in there? Wasn't expecting that.
Poland gifted a tier 1 sub to
Thank you very much for the gifted sub, Polar. Although you have wasted a little bit giving it to Clates. He should put his hand in his pocket. With all that Showdown winners money, he can afford to pay for his own subs. But I appreciate the gesture. What on earth is Primark? The place where you can go and buy a t-shirt with the Sprite logo on for £2.50 or £3 or however ridiculously cheap it was. And you'll probably get to wear it at least 3 or 4 times before it falls apart in the washing machine. So real top value. Single-use box of shorts. Yeah, exactly. I did buy a Sprite t-shirt today. I wanted a Fanta one as well, but they didn't have the Fanta one in Fat Man sizes, which was very upsetting. But I figured Anna's been wearing that Coca-Cola t-shirt a lot at the moment. I need to get in there with a bit of Sprite. She got the Fanta one as well. So we're basically just turning into soft drinks. I'm going to try. One of them will give us some money at some point. Some money or some free soft drinks. That's all we're really looking for. It's an investment in my future. I was in Primark the other day and they had Fanta swimming shorts. It's amazing. It's probably my biggest incentive to lose some weight. Forget all the health stuff. My biggest incentive to lose some weight is in Primark at the moment. They have shirts like this, but with matching shorts. And they're short shorts. And I just want to be able to go full ensemble, but I can't fit into Primark shirts or shorts. They're made for children, basically. So I need to lose a considerable amount of weight so I can fit in their children's clothes. And then I can have excellent shirts with matching excellent shorts. And just dress like that all summer. Going out for dinner? Right, matching shirt and shorts. Going to court, matching shirt and shorts. Did I see Ronaldo's Coke comments? I haven't seen his comments as such. I saw him move it out the way and say he wants water or something. Which I wonder how much he got paid for that, because the water he held up was also Coca-Cola, wasn't it? So he managed to get Coca-Cola trending whilst simultaneously advertising a different Coca-Cola product. They must have paid him a stack of cash for that. Hydrate, I shall. Did Rio Ferdinand have a beard the other day, or has he just grown that since Monday? Managed to knock a lot of money off of Coke's market value. He didn't though, did he? That's fake news. Their market value dropped and then he did it. If you actually look at the timeline of events, the price dropped before it happened, not after. So stop reading just the headlines. Stop getting your news from social media. Oh, do I have to get my whiteboard out and teach you to validate your information? Fact check, children. UEFA have said there's now a fine if anybody does it going forward. Yeah, but if they pay you enough to not worry about the fine. I mean, Coca-Cola did really well out of that. They've been... I mean, when was the last time you had a Coca-Cola advert fully integrated into Sky Sports News on the hour every hour for 2 days? And in all the newspapers. The amount of free advertising they've got. whilst he's simultaneously waving a smart water bottle around, which, as it says on the back of smart water, oh, this is made by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Dun, dun. Fact checking takes the magic away from overreacting to misleading headlines. I know, I am spoiling it all for you a little bit. But you lot told me to get into football. This is what you get now. I'm actually going to know things. And you know what I'm like. I'm going to know things. I'm not going to be your typical mindless internet sheep regurgitating whatever nonsense some wangy influencer has spouted. I'm going to know things. I'm going to be the wangy influencer. You brought this on yourself. You brought this on yourself. I make no apology for it. Wangfluencer, exactly. When I was in Sport Directs today, by the way, forgetting how to use the English language, I did continue my search to see what team I should follow in the Premier League this season. And breaking news, they had Arsenal shirts in there. They did not have Leicester or Aston Villa shirts. So Arsenal have just taken a 1-0 lead. Nothing I can do. I don't make the rules. And that new away shirt is pretty nice looking. So, bearing in mind I was in Northampton, which isn't that far away from Leicester, I would think they would have Leicester shirts in there. They basically, it was like the European Super League collection. They had those 6. I don't think they had Spurs. They had a whole display wall for Manchester United stuff in Northampton. I thought was adorable. I could have bought a Manchester United boot bag. They also had an amazing thing, a £30 England supporters box, which was full of bunting and flags and just England paraphernalia. And I wouldn't let me buy it because it was £30. Do I still have the Arsenal shirt on the door behind you? I do still have it because the person who won the giveaway never claimed it. It's still sat there waiting to go out, but I forget who it was who won now. I put it at the top of the comments on that video and they never got in touch. So if I end up being an Arsenal fan, I'll just keep it and wear it. I spent 70 quid on it. But yeah, I forget who it was who won. Nothing says I love England like small discount flags. They had bucket hats as well. Is that what they're called? Exactly the reason you shouldn't choose Arsenal. What, that I already have a shirt? And in my dad's attic, I probably got 5 more when I was a kid. I imagine there were face paints in the box. I'm pretty sure I could find the Sports Direct thing, unless it was just a Northampton special. Sports Direct England fan box. Maybe you can't get them online. That's a shame. But it was 30 quid of absolute tat. But Anna wouldn't let me buy it. I wanted to cover the house and car. Must have been a fine selection of Newcastle tap in Mike Ashley's shop. I don't think there was. I don't remember seeing any Newcastle stuff in there. Lad baby has dyed his hair with a red cross. Am I going to sort the wide cam out soon? I don't know if I am. I really like this shot. because I've managed to get the camera a little further away, I think this shot's probably wide enough. Even when we go... Where's my other scene? Even when we go out, I think it's quite a good shot. So, unless I decide to spend a bunch of money on a good camera and good lens for the wide shot, I don't get the bokeh with the wide shot. Because it's a smaller camera with a worse lens on. Was the box worth more than the tat in it? Almost certainly. Support the team my dad supports, but that means Arsenal. There's no decision then. Or does that mean Arsenal just went 2-0 up? That means a Newcastle takeover soon. What, not having Newcastle shirts in Northampton means they're getting taken over. Yeah, my dad's main team are posh, but he always follows Arsenal in the Premier League, yes, since he was a kid. Took me to watch Arsenal a few times growing up. We always got Arsenal shirts for Christmas, even if we didn't want them. Along with some other weird shirts when there was good England players. I don't know if this was just a thing that happened in the 90s, but I remember getting a Sheffield Wednesday shirt because Chris Waddle played for them, a Blackburn shirt because Alan Shearer played for them. I got a Rangers goalkeeping shirt for Christmas one year, and I opened it up and I was like, I don't understand. Chris Woods plays for them. He's England's goalkeeper. My dad's mental. Could earn a fortune if you still have it. They'll be in my dad's garage and or attic somewhere. I doubt they've been thrown away. I've got the I had, whenever it was a thing, the yellow long-sleeved Arsenal JVC shirt, which I used to wear a lot when I was playing football. But it would have been around the same time as I also had a black. See, this is why I never really picked a Premier League team, because I had loads of shirts growing up. I didn't know who to follow, and we didn't have Sky, so I didn't ever watch them on the telly. So I'd been going to Posh since I was 8, so it's just, well, I'm Posh then. Why does my dad like Arsenal? Because he's from Peterborough, and everyone in Peterborough supports Arsenal. If you go to Peterborough Station on a Saturday lunchtime, it's just a sea of red, because it's the next football stadium down the main line into London. Get on the train in Peterborough, get off at Finsbury Park. Bish bash bosh. Easy peasy. Have the Bourne shirts arrived? No, there'll be a while yet. 4 to 6 weeks from when pre-orders closed. So what was that, 2 weeks ago? So you're looking at another month potentially now. Yeah. Well done. What are we supposed to say for this cup final? They're not expected to win. Always ease expectations, even though we're playing against a team we're better than. As someone who's never used them, the concept of British trains confuses me. What, I mean, surely they work the same way as American trains. They're just trains. What's confusing about them? They're just trains. I've used trains in other countries. They're the same as our trains. Are American trains particularly unusual? Yes, the football has started, if that's what you're asking. I'm watching on Sky, so I should be in real time pretty much. It's just hit 15 seconds. So I was about 5 seconds out the other day. That's the thing, American trains do not work. What do you mean they don't work? I've played enough Red Dead Redemption to know that trains happen in America. American trains are particularly rare outside the Northeast. That's because America's so big, it's sensible to fly places within the country, isn't it? The idea of flying, you have to be a special kind of wang basket to, for example, fly from London to Cornwall. even though it's quite a long trip. Right, it's cup final o'clock, boys and girls. We win this, we're in Europe. And it's not even Europe next season. We'll be in Europe in like 3 or 4 weeks doing qualifying for the Conference League. We could be playing in Europe tonight if we win this game. Then you have the train that takes 7 days to go from one end of Russia to the other. That sounds awesome. Manchester to London is reasonable. What, on a plane? Even that, I think, is a little bit unnecessary. You can do Manchester to London on a train in, what, 2 and a bit hours? I don't see how, unless your chosen destination is the outskirts of London, I don't see how it can possibly be quicker to fly rather than getting a train, because the train will get you right into central London. So you don't have the hassle of getting into central London. You don't have to check in however long before. You don't have all the faffing about. You just get on a train. It's got to be quicker. Yeah, Scotty says London to Paris is more reasonable via Eurostar than plane, other than the fact Eurostar is crazy expensive. That's your reason to fly to Paris. It's much cheaper. But I saw, what's his name? Simon Wilson did an advert for the train line. So obviously it was going to be pro train. But he raced his sister. He did a YouTube video where he raced his sister from central London to Disneyland, Paris. And he got there first on the train. I think. I might be remembering all of that wrong. Right, 0-0 at half time. This has been a nothing cup final so far. No chances really for either side. We're both terrified at the prospect of playing in Europe. I'm now encouraging. It's nothing going to happen in this game. What the hell is going on? They're all nervous. Stop being nervous, you tool bags. Go and do a football. Each and every one of you. There you go. Triple change to change the game. Richie, thank you very much for your sub. Right, here we go. An actual highlight. And it's Ivanov. The hero of the last year and a half. No. Oh, and again, he's done it! Goal in a cup final. Slavia haven't even had a shot on target yet. Surely this is us winning our first trophy of the save and qualifying for Europe. Terry, thank you very much for the 5 months. Bear in mind that in America we don't have passenger train stations in small towns, so it takes anywhere from 30 to 90 minutes to get to a train station, plus the time on the train itself. I mean, that's the case in large parts of the UK. Where I am now, there's more train stations, but where I was before, it was half hour to get to a train station. Whereas now, there's probably 4 train stations within that kind of distance from where I live. We've only gone and won it, boys and girls. Now we just have to make sure we end up in Europe. Because if we still don't end up in Europe, I'm baffled. I just don't know how it works. Here we go. Oh, hey! We won a trophy. And now we get to check if cartwheels are happening. Do we get a goalkeeper cartwheel? Of course we do. Of course we do. Beautiful. Ring those actual bells. There you go. No one expected a major trophy this soon after bringing in that weird Englishman to manage Smorgon. But that should be our confirmation of Europe as well. Yes, there it is. We are in Europe, so we've won the cup. Is that the first major trophy this club has ever won? It is. First trophy win in the club's history. What a hero. If I'm not a club legend, they're doing it wrong. Not a club legend. Not even on the favoured personnel. Shh. Don't mock me for major trophy. If we have a look in the Hall of Fame, I bet that's listed as a major trophy. Domestic. Oh, do they not list it as domestic? Years ago in the Hall of Fame, it'd have major trophy, minor trophy, I think. So, like, you'd have the Premier League and the FA Cup would be major, but the League Cup would be minor. I don't think I'm remembering that wrong. There you go, we've won domestic cup. What a champion. Smorgon should be happy. And there we are, qualified for the Conference League. Which obviously we're probably not even going to get into the group stage for. But if we did, I mean, for context, we don't have any money. And our bank balance is only going to get worse. But what sort of money do you get in the Conference League just for getting into it? If we go back to... I think that's where we enter. Is there prize money? Round. So there's 77 grand just for appearing in that round. You get through to the next round, it's 82 grand. Next round, 91 grand for losing. If you make it to the group stage, the money's not very good in this. 170 grand per win, 60 grand for a draw. Doesn't look like there's a big payment for getting to the group, so which is a bit of a shame. I mean, we don't even have a ground that can cope with it, I don't think. We've only got a 3,000 capacity stadium, so I don't know where we're going to play. Can we do these early stages in a small ground? Nope. Our ground isn't big enough to play in this tournament. Oh, we can play in the second round. So that as long as we get knocked out straight away, we can play at our own ground. Otherwise, we're going to have to play at a different stadium. Which I guess is okay. Why is Anna sending me attachments? Oh, well. She's been on Urban Dictionary. Apparently, are we familiar with something called a dirty Kevin? I don't know where she's got this from. Do we know what a dirty Kevin is on Urban Dictionary? I'm not going to read it out for you. But if you want to know what a dirty Kevin is on Urban Dictionary, she's just sent it to me. And now I know. Wow. 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 So, in the football, there's a penalty. Let's focus on that rather than the dirty Kevin. Is he given a penalty? There is a penalty. So let's just wait and see what happens here. That's surely outside of the area. Oh no, the foot stamping's in the area. I'll let him have it. I'll allow it. I don't think I've got any players from either of these teams in my fantasy team, so I don't really care what happens in this game. No, I don't. So it doesn't really matter. Come on then. Get your penalty taken. Why is the goalkeeper faffing about? Tell him to stop faffing about. Oh, he's taking his time. Well, there we go. There we have it, boys and girls. Why does Anna think we need to know that? I don't think she thinks you need to know that. I think she's just sending it to me. She probably thinks I'll find it amusing. And I do. Oh dear. Why did it have to be named after me? Oh, we're allowed to hire some more staff. Is that what that was saying? No. Oh, no, we are allowed a recruitment analyst. Yeah, we can have a recruitment analyst. Let's have a recruitment analyst, please. Excellent. Have you said in today's video that Jorge Hernandez was finished? One quick question. How can he be finished when he is finishing a 3? Exactly. Just started playing FM. Been watching your videos. Love to see more tutorials. There'll be the odd tutorial here and there when FM22 comes out. Realistically, tutorials don't really perform that well on my channel. I'm not really a tutorial kind of guy. I'm more of a handsome entertainer than a tutorialist. Why is she searching Kevin on Urban Dictionary? I imagine she wasn't. I imagine someone sent it to her, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how these things get discovered. I think I'm going to be heading out. Can't deal with you spoiling me half a second before it happens on my screen. How are you behind me? Are you watching it online? Remember the good old days when you lot knew what was going on a minute before I did because my stream was so slow? They were the days, weren't they? Been loving them. My mind's been blown about how much depth there is to the game. There is a lot of depth. I mean, a lot of the... I think the tutorials I've done cover most of the basics, and then everything else, it's pretty hard to do tutorials for because it's all really situational. So I think the Let's Plays cover a lot of everything else. Just a big commitment. They're a big commitment, but they're fun. For the streams, if you have specific questions, you can jump in the streams and ask questions. I'm always happy to share. Look up Dirty Anna. Do I really want to? Apparently TikTok made her do it. I have tears in my eyes. It's so funny. Thanks, Anna. Right, let's look up Dirty Anna then. Is that a thing? Yep. Now we know what a Dirty Anna is as well. Oh my word. Have you looked that one up, Anna? My word. So is this... She's just sent me a text. Don't look mine up. Too late. Is there one of them for every name? Is that what we've learned on TikTok? I imagine every name has an entry on Urban Dictionary. Maybe. Bum, 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 bum. There's no Dirty Annika, is there not? That's a shame. Look up Dirty Daniel. Oh, is this a thing now? Because I don't want this to be a thing. This is the last one I'm doing. I'm not even reading them out. So Dirty Daniel. I mean, I don't even... Yeah, fair enough. Dirty Daniel. Dirty Scotty is when a thick boy can twerk like a god and throw so much beep and get so much cash. Nice. I don't want to know about any more dirties. You're all monsters. Chris, thank you very much for a year. A full 12 months. What a time to be alive. The best year of your life. Life? Well, that's what's going on with my tongue there. Best year of your life. speaking of this, Kev, have you ever seen the 1971? Nope. Don't need to go any further. If it's from 1971, I haven't seen it. I have no interest in ancient history. I wonder if Dr. Benji knows about Dirty Ben. You should ask him. Everyone tweet at him now and ask him. Ask him if it's named after him. I haven't even looked at what it is. It's horrific. Maybe don't tweet it at him then. Don't ruin his evening. I'm not looking any more of them up now. The cup final was excellent. We won it. I'm going to put some of my lovely hand cream on. 1971 is not ancient history. Yes, it is. It was before I was born, therefore it's history. Clint Eastwood starred in that film and is very much alive. Sounds boring. It's got Clint Eastwood in, it's boring. That's something I learned very young. Anything with Clint Eastwood in, boring. I will hydrate and posture check in a second. For now, I'm just applying some hand cream. My hands have finally decided that all this hand sanitizer and hand washing, after a year and a half of it, constantly, the skin on my hands has just given up. So I had to invest in some hand cream today. But now I'm going to slide off the mouse, probably, to make that substitution. Do I need to look up what Ben's one is? Is it Dirty Ben or Dirty Benji I'm looking at? Well. 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 I am far from pleased with that result. I was going to hydrate, wasn't I? Drink water. And I'm sitting up straight. We did a twofer. We've only gone and done a twofer. I would like it on record. I'm urging you not to send that to Ben. Do not send it to Ben. You bunch of weirdos. I need to turn the fan up a little bit again. I don't think that England shirt works behind me, does it? It just blends into the door, like you said earlier. Might have to wear it. Try Zealand. Surely it's only real names that are on there, isn't it? Stream Elements is getting a little overexcited again. I need to learn how it works, clearly. Unlucky we're born earlier. Thank you. Still 1-0. 1-0 in the football on the television. One of the definitions of Zealand is a small pain in the bottom. Seems reasonable. Story checks out. Right, can we win this one, please? You not get your assistant manager to handle stream elements after he's finished handling the team training. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Can't watch Zealand because he plays with the editor on. Does he seriously? Oh dear. Why do you have the editor on? What's he editing? The rascal. He uses it for his face pack. Not necessary. Get it off. Get it off there. While you're at it, let's make sure we get attribute masking on as well. Do you play without attribute masking? I will go so far as to say that if you play without attribute masking, it is impossible to not win all the time. It's impossible to have anything but a perfect transfer window. It's impossible to have a season where you don't get promoted or win something. I don't think I've used the editor since Championship Manager 4. You lot made me buy it a year or two back, and I don't remember why. Come on, boys and girls. Let's do a football, shall we? Jake Riley, thank you very much for the sub. I use the editor to edit stupid names like the regen names for Dane's feature names no one's been given since 1952. As common first names. Can't stand it. And none of that bothers me. I don't believe I've ever been sacked, CJ. I think you're making that up. Seems like you're misremembering history. You think I got sacked? I probably won everything. That's what I remember. Winning everything all the time. Bum 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 bum. Yatskovich. We've got some good names in this team. I should probably make some substitutions. I'm just sat here admiring their names. The only reason I'm seeing them is because I'm being told how desperately tired they are and how they need to come off. I'm just happy to break them. I got a Dutch new gen called Giovanni Jongapin yesterday. That is a great name. I also don't remember Bristol. I don't think I've ever been sacked from Bristol Rovers. Tor, you just won it being relegated before the team above. Tor was an impossible challenge. I joined a club after the transfer window was closed that had no goalkeepers. So I had to try and get out of relegation battle without a goalkeeper. Looking back, probably shouldn't have taken that job, but did get to live in a castle for 6 months. So that probably made it worth it. That made it okay, I think. Mr. Snake in the Grass got me sacked. I remember Mr. Snake in the Grass. He was a snake in the grass. You think Mark Wearmouth's bad? I got a German that can play for Italy or England called Matteo Ferrari. Nice. Come on now. If you would have stayed up with Tor, that would have been really interesting. It would have been one of my greatest achievements in Football Manager, staying up with a team without a goalkeeper. I still think it's harsh that they sacked me. Because if I remember, we did put up a bit of a fight. It wasn't It wasn't like we just came in and lost every game. We put up a bit of a fight and almost didn't get relegated. Would I have stayed there if I didn't get sacked? Yeah, I'd have stayed there. I'd still be there now. Wonder if FM bring back challenges on the next game. They've only ever been in touch. They've never been in the main game, and they're still in touch. If you load up touch, the challenges are there. Hamburg sacked me as well. I got sacked for arguing with the board there. That's my typical reason for getting sacked. Talking myself into it. Boogie team. Yeah. Pretty sure they had PC, maybe FM19. I don't think they did. I think they were only ever in the touch version. Don't make me download FM19 here and now to check. How many times did I get sacked pre-content creation? Very rarely. Because usually, if I was losing interest in a save, I'd just stop playing it and start a new one. Where I don't have that option now. And I wouldn't ever argue with the board playing up to the cameras to make the videos more entertaining. So like when I got sacked at Ipswich, the sacking at Ipswich was probably the biggest shock I've ever had in a Football Manager save. I still can't quite believe I got sacked at Ipswich all those years ago. Touch any good? It's fine. It's not quite as in-depth as the full game, but it's fine if you just want a quick, less complicated burst of Football Manager. Yeah, Mark Wimmer's still a coach at home. Saying it's for the narrative. That's never gone bad for anyone on YouTube before. I think there's so few people around who remember him at this point. Because you got to remember, StatApp was in the middle of collapsing in on himself as I was starting. So everyone who's come after me is post StatApp. I emerged at pretty much the moment he disappeared. For all you know, because he never used a face cam. StatApp was perhaps me doing an accent, and you'll never know. Fred Star, 18 months. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I highly doubt you can do another accent. Yeah. What gives it away? The fact I can't even say names. Right, 30 minutes in, still Ned 1, Ouse 0. It's got a splash of water in my eye. Ow. Whoops. What a mistake. Oh, splashy eyes. That's what they should call me. Old splashy eyes. Right, there's two players rolling around on the floor having a cuddle at the moment. What's in the new supercomputer I switched to? Hopefully less dog hair than the one that I switched from. If you're looking for specs, I think there's a command for it. I don't know them off the top of my head. I'm not interested enough in that kind of thing to remember. It was basically the most computer I could get for my money about a year ago. So it's not got one of the really shiny new graphics cards. But everything else is pretty much maxed out. I told Nerdphonic my budget was £2,000. We ended up spending about 2.5. And almost immediately they brought out new graphics cards. Come on, Matt. You've let yourself down there. So I will pick up a new graphics card at some point when they're actually available. You'd have paid 4K in today's prices. Yeah, prices do seem to have gone up, which is interesting. Shortages, I guess. Yeah, once graphics cards... I mean, I'll probably miss this generation of graphics cards now. They've been out nearly a year. And I've not been able to get one yet, so I'll probably just wait for the next batch. Hopefully I'll have less supply issues. And let's face it, all I really use this computer for, 90% of the games I play on it, is Football Manager. And it runs Football Manager like a dream. So I don't think I need to upgrade urgently. The advantage of a better graphics card is faster rendering times. But I'm using my Mac for editing and rendering anyway. Oh, I've got the yawns. Did anyone watch the Wales versus Turkey fight? That was yesterday, apparently. Wales versus Turkeys, who would win? Exactly. I guess it depends on the quantity. If you've got one whale versus one turkey, then I guess the whale is winning, unless it's on land. If it's one whale versus one turkey in water, then the whale wins. If it's one whale versus 10,000 turkeys, I think even if it's in water, the turkeys have got a chance. If it's on land, turkeys have got it. A pack of whale-sized turkeys versus a whale... What? I think there was supposed to be... I mean, if you've got a pack of them versus one of them, the pack will probably win. One fight in water, one fight on land. If it's one-on-one, I think the turkey wins on land and the whale wins in the sea. Easy. But is it fair to... You have to have weight classes. That's the thing. Is it fair to go one-on-one? I think you need to have enough turkeys to equal the weight of the whale. And then things become interesting even in water. If it's a small quantity of water with loads of turkeys... I mean, science needs to help us out with this, really. Can turkeys fly? Not underwater, probably. What, are you telling me turkeys can't fly? How are they birds if they can't fly? Why have I got no players? Why have I got... Why can't I field a team? Right, we're having to get youngsters involved. So many players injured or on internationals that because of the age restrictions, I couldn't field a team without getting youth players involved. Turkeys can fly. Okay. Where are turkeys native to? Where are they from? If it's Turkey, I'm a fool. I've never seen a wild turkey. It can't be that turkeys are from Turkey. They're wild in the Americas. So how did they get here? They had a fight with a whale in the sea, and this is where they ended up. They flew here. We did win the cup. We are in Europe. We might even get to play our first game in Europe tonight, depending on when the draw is and when our first match ends up being. They're native to North America, along with a similar subspecies which can be found in Mexico. Even before they were carefully selected to breed extra large birds for the table, wild male tom or gobbler turkeys, as they're known in America, can reach an impressive size. I think that was all off the top of your head, Beagles. Well done. Beagles is a turkey expert. So does that mean the turkey Twizzler came from America as well, or is that a British thing? When will my 100k plaque arrive? Ages yet, I imagine. I think that one took... That one. Can I aim right? It's over a month. I haven't even had the notification telling me I can apply for it yet. What I have had is a scary notification on my channel. Hold on. Let's see if it's still there so I can read it to you. Because we might have to do another stream on YouTube. Because on my dashboard now, it says... Gonna load up. Is it still there, the message? The message is gone. It was something along the lines of prepare to see your subs drop in the next couple of days, because we're going to be doing another one of those clear out things where they get rid of all the old inactive and spam accounts. So if I've got more than 200 spam accounts subscribed to me, we're going back down below 100,000. So we shall see. That's happening in a couple of days, apparently. The great YouTube subscriber number cull. So maybe they're going to hold off until they've done that, because they know I ain't going to be above it for much longer. Which would be much sadness. Given you ask folks to subscribe their grannies, you're in mega danger. Oh, I'd like to think their grannies are now watching. I don't just want empty subs. Hannah, thank you very much for the sub. 9 months. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, I thought that was flying into the top corner, but it wasn't. Come on, boys and girls. Penalty? We've only got to want a penalty, boys and girls. A penalty! Hey! That's what I'm talking about. What's happening with the Euros? You're not watching? It's still 1-0 at the moment, although Holland are in here. Surely this is 2. I mean, how has he missed that? How have either of them missed that? I think they've both had a shot there. I don't think that's just Memphis with the miss. I think they've both had terrible shots. I'm watching the replay now. I think that's a shot. Oh, no, maybe he is cutting that across. Meanwhile, we've conceded a goal. I've barely watched any of this game. Is it a good one? Apparently turkeys were brought over by the Spanish, and credit for bringing wild turkeys to Europe in 1519. Do they look Spanish to you? We've seen AEW be selling the replica belt for $700. Haven't seen that. I now kind of want one. Talking of things that are stupidly expensive, 3 or 4 times today, Anna has told me, just buy it. I'm talking about England, a ticket to England, Scotland for £1,000. Just go. When are you going to get... We sat there in lunch today and she was saying, when are you ever going to get another chance? I'm like, well, we last played them in the Euros 25 years ago. Are you telling I've not got another 25 years in me? There probably will be. There probably will be another chance. But, I don't know. I'm not going to go. But she has been telling me to go to Wembley tomorrow. So if anyone from Coca-Cola wants to send me on an influencer jolly, I've got like 8 cans of Coke in front of me right now. Coke is great. I even drink your water. I'm that committed to your company. So if you could send me to the football tomorrow, I've even got a shirt now. Just finished watching the vlogs. You can get a lockable plug protector cover that allows things to be plugged in at the same time. Would that work on a big adapter? Because he's pulling them out of the extension lead rather than pulling stuff out of the wall. So we'd kind of need to put that inside a case of some kind. Why send you when you do that promo for free? Because that's like my C level promo. If they want good promo, they have to send me to the football. I'll go to the football in a suit made entirely out of recycled Coca-Cola cans. Dream brand deal with CBeebies Land or Disney. Not CBeebies Land, that's for sure. Nobody gets anything out of that other than Andy. That is not the dream brand deal. That's we could at any point spend 400 quid on that, and we've never done it because we don't really want to do it. He'd love it, but it's not worth 400 quid. Is the average wage still really low? Should we have a look? Where is it? It's on here somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, we're still one of the lowest. Compare us to Shakhtar Soligorsk, who are spending 2.7 million a year. We're spending 360,000. So we're doing incredibly well to be in the top 4, top 5. Yeah, if Coke want to send me down there, I'll stand outside Wembley with Wembley in the shot and do a wee on a can of Pepsi if they send me to the football tomorrow. You can get cable management boxes on Amazon that the extension lead goes into. Now that does sound interesting. Might have to investigate that. I'll do a poo onto a can of Pepsi if you want. I'm not fussy. I'll do a poo. Oftentimes, after a long journey like that, I need the toilet anyway. It saves me having to find a toilet if I can just do a poo on a Pepsi. Yeah, a poopsie, as Scotty has so excellently named it. I'll do a poopsie. See, this is why our season's so weird, because the transfer window's about to open up again, and we've only played like 8 games. But now we get a transfer window in line with the rest of Europe, in addition to the one we get for most of the winter when we're not playing. It's just a very strange country to manage in, and you get through seasons fast because there's so few teams. I think you should buy the ticket but make Anna go and make a vlog. That's a brilliant idea. I guess if I don't go to the football, I can buy an AEW title belt and claim I've saved money. And then I can wear it on every stream. That is a good Belarusian name. Niall McGinn. Do you want to come to Belarus? He absolutely does not want to come to Belarus. Niels Schouterdon. Do you want to come to Belarus? Doesn't want to come to Belarus. Why are they here on trial then? if they've got no interest in signing for us? Are they just after a free holiday? I might poo in an iron brew can tomorrow. Oh dear. Oh my word. Few players unavailable for this game then. We can just about field a team. But it is just about. And one of them is injured. We've got anyone who can play ahead of this guy. He can play ahead of him, so let's get him in. He is the wrong age. Okay. Let's get the kids back involved then. This age thing is a pain in the trousers. So we've got this guy, Alexander Sakuta, who we're forced into playing again. Ricky Von Ballantin, thank you very much for the sub. This gold nut looks nice. Everyone should sub for 18 months. I agree. Even if you're only on 1 month now, do 18 months in advance. Guarantee your gold nut for the future. We want gold nuts. We want gold nuts. Now that's interesting. The top 6 are all highlighted a different colour this time. Have we already managed to improve our European coefficient? I get my gold run on the 2nd. Lovely stuff. And we'll have a penalty, please. Thank you very much. What colour is my nut? That's a silver nut. Come on, boys. Let's do a football. 4 or 5 months, half this chat will be gold nuts. And that will be a glorious time. That'll show that I really have been streaming consistently for ages. For the first time in my life. Am I working with Skillshare? Yes. I think there's a Skillshare command at the moment if you want to use them. There you go. They're sponsoring the LOLLUJO YouTube channel currently. Get yourself a trial of Skillshare Premium. Why not? Treat yourself. 18 months since you streamed Animal Crossing on Twitch. I streamed Animal Crossing on Twitch. How do you know that's 18 months ago? Is that how you made it here? Came for the Animal Crossing, stayed for the Football Manager. Because you must be the only person who's made it here via that route, if that's the case. I don't even remember streaming Animal Crossing. I could have only done it once, surely. I also find it hard to believe it was 18 months ago, because that would make it like January last year, and it wasn't out then. Because it came out when I was sick with suspected COVID. This was back before we had tests. That week when me and Anna were really, really, really sick. To the point where I was sleeping in Amy's bedroom for the week. Because we were trying to isolate from each other. but we were both sick. And I just lied on Amy's bed, rotating between playing Animal Crossing, which was new out, and watching the entire back catalogue of Dark Side of the Ring, which somebody told me where to find online. And then at the end of that week, I basically burned those sheets and got Amy a whole new bedding. Came for Kev. I came from Deep in Ranges FM21. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was my first and probably only successful attempt to integrate YouTube and Twitch together nicely. Started as a YouTube experiment, became a long-term Twitch save. I'm very innovative. Any thoughts on the new THQ Nordic Football Manager game? I didn't know such a thing existed. So no thoughts. Just started a Man United save. Spurs relegated in the first season. Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Who remembers the LOLLUJO FC? The shirts are still around somewhere. Scotty started watching Non-League to Legend with Boston. Oh, that was a long time ago. Oh, you've watched me grow and blossom as a creator, Scotty. From those early days of 720p resolution, half the video being in PowerPoint, the static intro, the dodgy thumbnails, the no camera, the no microphone, the weirdly formal, nervous presenting style. I prefer the old Non-League to Legend music. Get out of town. Started when you did the Q&A with Locky Docky. Can you bring the Boston music back for next Non-League Legend? No, because I don't own the rights to it. So at any point, all those videos could be demonetized. They haven't been, thankfully, but they could be theoretically. I want to say the Nuneaton save. The Nuneaton save brought a lot of people in. I'd love to do something like that again, but obviously COVID is restrictive. Was Boston the same year I went to Exeter? I'm not sure. Speaking of Locky Docky, have you been watching Locky on Disney Plus? I haven't watched it yet. I do plan to. I haven't finished watching the Winter Soldier one yet. That's broken it all a little bit for me because I really didn't enjoy the first few episodes of that. I don't want to start watching stuff weirdly out of sequence. So I've convinced myself I've got to catch up on that before watching Loki, even though they're not connected to each other. Flatback3, thank you for the sub. Boston, York, Exeter, Ipswich, Man City was the first one. That sounds like quite the journey. That was when it used to be quite hard to move clubs. Or take big leaps anyway. You couldn't do it in 3 steps like I did this year. Oh, Mike's back. Could be worse. You should be 2-0 down, Mike. You just have to do what Belgium did against was it Denmark earlier? When they were rubbish for the first half. You just need to bring on Kevin De Bruyne in the second half. Have you got a Kevin De Bruyne to bring on for the second half and turn the game on its head? Because apparently that's all you need to do. How Kevin De Bruyne caused a penalty. Nice. Our manager's just awful. Well, if they sack him, I'll take the job on. Just qualify for the Champions League with home in the 2031-32 season. That makes me feel super. Right. He's a bit of a Vashkel. What? What does that even mean, Kev? No one knows. Offensively, everyone is just standing around, not moving. It's dreadful. I do a lot of standing around or sitting and not moving, so I think I'd fit right in. Why? I've just looked up at the screen. Why is it England on there again? I know we're in England, but every time I look at the screen, they're talking about England. This is the same feed that is shown across the UK, surely. Do the Scots and the Welsh have to watch us just harp on about England all the time if you're watching this in Scotland or Wales? Yes. Wow. Even we find it boring. I can't imagine how frustrating it is there. Oh, the Scots have just been on, have they? Okay. I only glanced up and saw Calvin Phillips looking back at me. If there was a Scottish player who's just on, I guess that's okay. But I guess if you're Welsh, you'd probably like him to make a bit of a fuss about Gareth Bale and being fancy at corners. 56 million England population versus 5 million Scotland. Yeah, I guess. I find it amazing that in a neutral fixture, the commentators can still fit in England look good against X. As you mentioned, Marvel, early non-spoiler reviews of Black Widow are starting to drop. They seem positive. Is that showing in cinemas as well as on Disney Plus? Because it's out in a couple of weeks, isn't it? And I might try and sneak along to the cinema with Anna while Andy's at school before the summer holidays hit. It would be nice to go and watch a movie in the cinema again. It's been a while. But it'd need to be like a 10 a.m. showing so that we could get it finished in time to pick him up at 2. But there is a cinema not a million miles away from his school. So potentially we could squeeze in a cinema trip. We don't have, because we don't have the respite anymore. That used to be our thing. Once a month, Andy would be at respite and we'd go to the cinema. There were a couple of times where we even watched back-to-back movies. We'd just be proper teenagers. We'd just stay in there all night watching movies. Whereas now we've got to do it in the daytime. I can only assume Calvin Phillips is related to Kevin Phillips. When the name Calvin Phillips first started emerging years ago as a championship player for Leeds, I assumed it was Kevin Phillips just playing really, really old. What is he doing playing for Leeds? He must be 50. Then I figured it out. I also assumed such. Good. I'm glad I'm not alone. Didn't you see a Pirates of the Caribbean film and you fell asleep? There's every chance that happened, yeah. There's been a few basically, if it's not a superhero movie, I'll often fall asleep. I know we were there watching something. I don't remember what we were watching. I think we were there seeing the last X-Men film. I don't know if these timelines match up. The Dark Phoenix X-Men film. And I think about halfway through that, Anna was bored out of her mind because it wasn't very good. And I said, well, let's see something else afterwards. And we ended up seeing the Spider-Verse movie, the animated one that was fantastic. It's now one of her favourite films ever. I had to twist her arm to get her to stay and watch that because I'd already bored her face off with the X-Men movie. But then the Spider-Man one was excellent, and we only saw it because we were just in there anyway, and it was the only thing that was on just after the one we were watching. I haven't been to the cinema since they killed my child by bumping off Han in Force Awakens. I don't know what any of that means. I understand what a childhood is. The rest of it feels like it's probably Star Trek stuff. Have I seen Bohemian Rhapsody or Rocket Man? We saw both of those at the cinema. I think we saw Rocket Man back to back with the Beatles one. Is it called Yesterday? I think we went to see Yesterday and then watched Rocket Man straight afterwards because it was still showing, and I really enjoyed both of them. Post Kev, Star Wars doesn't sound familiar. I think you mean Star Trek. Star Trek's the one with Yoda and the special magic light ones. And then Star Wars is the one with Spock. I'm fairly confident that's correct. Regardless, it's all for children. That and Doctor Who, kids nonsense. Give me my superheroes any day of the week. Right, the second half has started here, boys and girls. Here we are having our interlude discussing motion pictures, but we're back to the topic of the hour, kicking footballs around. As everybody knows, the only good thing beginning with Star is the Starbucks gingerbread latte. Anything else that begins with Star is dross. I don't know what a Star bar is, but I bet it's rubbish. Starburst are rubbish. Star-Lord, yeah, that's a... I mean, the Chris Pratt version in the movies is pretty cool, but in the comics, Star-Lord's a wang. So I would say Star-Lord is a wang. And it's just because Chris Pratt is funny. Star bar's like a better boost. I don't think I've ever had a boost either. There's not many chocolate bars I've had. I'm not very adventurous with chocolate bars. I find one that I like and then I just get that one. Basically, I'm a toffee crisp or Yorkie man. And I very rarely venture away from a toffee crisp or a Yorkie. I used to love something called a Maverick bar when I was a kid. The only place I've ever seen it is in the vending machines at my school. So we're going back 20 plus years. And a Maverick bar was basically like a toffee crisp, but with raisins in as well. Good. Stars in Their Eyes was terrible. But I don't know why Maverick bars don't exist anymore, because they were great. They were top tier confectionery. Shooting Star doesn't begin with Star, does it? Which version of a Yorkie is my favourite? Raisin and Biscuit is the best Yorkie. I'll fight anyone who says it's not. Star Jumps. No, they're rubbish. Speaking of tiers, can we do a tier list on confectionery? If you find me a good one, I don't want a rubbish one, I want a good one. Starsky and Hutch I've never seen. I don't like raisins, they're rubbish. Grapes. I love raisins, they're better than grapes. Grapes are stupid. Whereas raisins are great. Chocolate in the fridge or out the fridge? There's a poll, fridge for me. I mean, for me, it just boils down to, is it hot? Is it going to melt if you don't put it in the fridge? It's going to melt and stick it in the fridge. Otherwise, just leave it out. Anna puts curly whirlies in the fridge. And it just, to me, that completely defeats the purpose of a curly whirly. It's supposed to be chewy. Imagine eating a Mars bar straight out of the fridge. You may as well get a Mars ice cream. The whole point of a Mars bar is the caramel, the gooey part. Remember when they were massive? What, curly whirlies? I think this is just a similar to the wagon wheel thing. It's just our hands were smaller. I bet they were never any bigger than they are now. Do what the Scots do and fry the Mars bars. Can't imagine it's any good. I've never had any fried chocolate. It just doesn't sound like something I'd enjoy. I'm not a massive sweet tooth kind of chap anyway. I will do a chocolate bar tier list if you can find one that's UK based. I'm not trying to figure out what a Hershey is. So it needs to be a British one, and it needs to not just be loads of modern stuff I've never had. It needs to be one from my childhood. Right. I'm just checking this. I'm just checking this is acceptable. Okay, we'll do that in a minute. I'll allow that. We'll do that after this game. That looks like a reasonable tier list. Chocolate bar tier list incoming. I warn you now, as with whenever I do tier lists, I'm right, you're wrong. Don't make me argue with you. By the way, talking of me arguing with you lot, after Lukaku not scoring today, I'm thinking Harry Kane needs to be my captain in my fantasy team. Because he's going to get a hat-trick tomorrow, isn't he? Even if you agree with me, I'm right, you're wrong. They're the rules of the tier list. It's the only way to stop things getting messy. The wise amongst you will agree with me. Kinder Bueno, top tier. I'd like to think Kinder Bueno's not even on there because it's dumb. It doesn't even count as a chocolate bar. By chocolate bar, I'm talking about stuff kids eat, not stuff for mums. Kinder Buenos are for mums, not for kids. I'm talking kids' chocolate bars. If Turkish Delight's on here, I'm disqualifying it, 'cause that's for dads. Kids don't eat Turkish Delight. See, Turkish Delight's on there. That's for your granddad to have. Your granddad who doesn't really like chocolate, but doesn't mind a bit of Turkish Delight. Stop being weird, granddad. Just eat normal food for normal people. It doesn't have to taste of flowers. Kinder Bueno is better than Yorkie every day of the week. Unless that day of the week happens to have a Y in it. I mean, that's almost a timeout. I can't have people spreading that kind of... That's basically hate speech right there. I don't think I can live in a world where people have that kind of opinion. That's sick and twisted. I don't think Bueno's on the list anyway, so we don't need to get too deep into the Kinder Bueno. Beagles, you didn't actually have to time him out. Gladly, it's good. Luckily, it's only 10 seconds. First time on Twitch. Is it just me or is there weird stuff on here? First video I saw was a girl making kissing sounds down the mic for people who like ear kissing. Just wanted some LOLLUJO content. You're about to get some top tier LOLLUJO content as we do a chocolate bar tier list. Twitch is a strange website. Salted caramel galaxy chocolate is the best. I don't think I've had that. I don't really understand this trend we've got at the moment of putting salt in chocolate. As a man with high blood pressure, stop putting salt in things. I'm not supposed to eat salt. Don't put salt in my dessert. Can we have LOLLUJO making kissing sounds down the mic? What, that's not how you kiss? How weird. Oh dear. It's like listening to Dave drink out of his bowl. That's how Dave kisses me. Too much tongue, no such thing. No clipping. Clips are banned at the moment. We've just lost a football match as well. First time I'm streaming, that's what I get. I'm sorry. Right, we're doing a tier list, aren't we? What's it? Still 1-0 in the football. One moment. Let me just find it, get it wang jangled appropriately. There we go. Appropriately wang jangled. So can we see that? Does that need to be a little bit larger maybe? We can find a way to cover up the advert. The advert for Adobe After Effects. So, tier list of UK chocolate bars. Current UK chocolate bars, it seems. Because the Maverick bar is noticeably absent. I like the fact they've got Dairy Milk first, because it's utterly average. There is nothing particularly good about it, but also it's utterly inoffensive. Dairy Milk is just... It is literally, it is the definition of mid-tier. If you look up mid-tier in the dictionary, they just show you a Dairy Milk and say, yeah, look, here it is. Nothing special, but nothing bad about it either. It's just a chocolate bar. Right. Now, everything else is being judged against Dairy Milk. And I think I'm going to offend the caramel posse straight away. Because if I'm judging this against Dairy Milk, if I get the choice of just a plain Dairy Milk or one that's got caramel in, it's not that I dislike caramel in my chocolate, but I'd rather it wasn't in there. So if Dairy Milk is middle of the road, caramel has to go low tier. Crunchy. It's not God tier because it makes my teeth feel funny. It's delicious. Crunchy is really, really tasty, really delicious. But my teeth do feel a bit weird afterwards, so it's not God tier. It's not perfect. Is that an orange arrow? Get the out of here. Orange arrow. Get out of here. Mint arrow. Now you're talking. We'll put the mint arrow up there. What kind of pervert's putting orange in their arrow? Oh dear. What is this? Chocolate snack? Is that just generic chocolate? I don't even know what that is. Is that like Spa's own chocolate? I don't know what this is. Is it Kinder? I think is it own brand? It's a Kinder. I mean, I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to eat it. So it goes bottom. Picnics. These, I'm not sure I know what a picnic is. Is a picnic like a toffee crisp but with nuts and raisins? If so, it's probably quite good. But I don't ever remember eating a picnic. But we'll put it in there because it sounds nice. I think I've had picnic cereal. Although thinking about it now, I might be confusing picnic with Lion Bar. What's the difference between a picnic and a Lion Bar? This is where my quite narrow tastes come in. Toffee crisp, God tier. Anyone arguing with that is wrong. Toffee crisp is about as good as it gets. They are just... Especially if it's... You don't want it warm. You don't want the outside of it melted. But when you bite into the toffee crisp, you want it to just have that give where it's not cold. Toffee crisp is outstanding. Toffee crisp is... It's close to unbeatable. Fries peppermint cream. Does that have chocolate on it? I mean, I'll put it in here somewhere, but no one's getting that. Who's going to the shop and getting that? I don't understand. Milky Way, I think goes in there with Dairy Milk. It's pretty harmless. There's nothing special about it. Nothing offensive about it. Aero, we've got to compare to the other Aero. So if Mint Aero's the best Aero, which it is, And orange arrow is the worst arrow, which it is. Normal arrow has to go in here. I think arrow, dairy milk, pretty interchangeable. I can live with that. 12s are good. I like 12s. They're not the best, but 12s are nice. 12s are like flake with chocolate on, aren't they? And to be honest, a flake without chocolate is also pretty nice. There's special bonus points for the flake that you can put it in ice cream, which is just great. Karamak, I've never liked. Anna loves them. I'm going to upset a lot of people because I'm putting Dime down there as well. To me, they're basically the same thing. I don't really like either of them. They don't really taste like chocolate. I don't know that I'd count either of them as chocolate bars. To me, they're weird European things, especially Dime. They're not. I'd rather just have, I mean, where's Yorkie? I'd much rather have just normal chocolate like a Yorkie. Yorkie can go there. If that was a raisin and biscuit Yorkie, it goes here. But original Yorkie goes there. Whisper, to me, it's just like an arrow, but smaller. It's fine. Nothing special. Toblerone, God tier. Toblerone. If you've ever passed through an airport and not bought a Toblerone, you're an idiot. Toblerone is fantastic. The one thing Toblerone has got against that was a good save. The one thing Toblerone has going against it is it's quite expensive for what it is. It's always much more expensive. Like, you could go and get a toffee crisp. This shows how long it's been since I've bought individual chocolate bars. In my mind, you get a toffee crisp for 30p, but a Toblerone's going to cost you £1. I imagine these days that's going to be £1, and that's like £4. But Toblerone's great. Kit Kat Chunky, that goes up here as well. Kit Kats were close to perfect. Kit Kats can go there. They're close to perfect. But the Kit Kat Chunky, that thick bit of chocolate you get on the end of a Kit Kat Chunky is the best chocolate that there has ever been. And then you get the Kit Kat innards as well. Kit Kat Chunkies at the top. Why is Fries here again? Get out of town, Fries. Bounty's obviously bottom tier because it's turd. Oh, hang about. Turkish Delight, turd as well. Lion Bar. I don't really know. What is a Lion Bar? I don't think I know what a Lion Bar is. I'm going to put it in there with Picnic. I think it's just okay. Do Lion Bars have nuts or something in? What is how's a Lion Bar? To me, it's probably quite similar to a Toffee Crisp, but because Toffee Crisp is better, I don't get Lion Bars. Surely the chocolate on a Kit Kat Chunky is the same as a Yorkie. If only. If only. It's Toffee Crisp with a wafer. Okay, on that basis. Sounds like a Toffee Crisp Kit Kat mashup, so it goes up a level. But I'd rather have those two things individually. Bourneville Dark Chocolate is pretty good. I'm a fan of dark chocolate. I wouldn't choose Bourneville, though. If that was Green and Blacks, God tier. Green and Blacks is awesome. But Bourneville, dark chocolate is good. I'm old. I'm an old man, so I like dark chocolate. But Bourneville's not the best dark chocolate. It's just like Dairy Milk where they forgot to add the milk in. Chomp. It's all right. I'm not a big fan. Crunch, God tier. Love that. Absolutely. That's it's basically chocolate with Rice Krispies in, isn't it? You're spotting a theme here. The kind of stuff that I like. Love Crunch. Crunch is amazing. Curly Whirly could be up here as well. If it wasn't for the fact it gets stuck in your teeth, it would be God tier. It's similar to Crunchy. They're fantastic while you're eating them, but you regret it 10 minutes later when it's still in your teeth. So both Crunchy and Curly Whirly drop a level for that. Double Decker I used to love as a kid, but I overate them, so I'm putting them down here now. They make me feel a bit sick these days. Same with Fudge. Fudge and Double Decker are two things I ate a lot of as a kid, and now I can't really bring myself to eat them. Mars Bar I think is just middle of the road. Again, it's like a Snickers where they forgot to put the nuts in. So Snickers goes there. It's not as good as those four. So Snickers is in their top tier. And a Mars Bar is like, this Snickers is all right, but I wish they'd have remembered to put the nuts in it. So to me, it's like Dairy Milk. Dairy Milk is like middle of the road chocolate. Mars Bar is like a middle of the road bar. They've just forgot to add anything interesting to it. So it goes on mid tier. Milky Bar, I'm not a white chocolate fan. It can go down there. I don't know what this is. What is that a Ripple? That's basically the same as a Twirl, isn't it? What's the difference between a Ripple and a Twirl? Twirl's Cadbury, Ripple's Galaxy. I'm not a big Galaxy guy. Ripple can go there. It's a little bit too creamy, if I recall. What is this? I don't think I've had a star bar. You'd have to tell me what that is. Timeout. If timeout's on this list, penguin should be, and penguin would be high. Timeout, not so much. It's just, there's nothing to it. It wants to be a Kit Kat and failed miserably at it. Topic. Is that nuts? I don't think I've had a topic. But it looks okay. I'll put it in there. Twix. This is the toughest decision I've had so far. Oh, Twix is god tier. It's so on the cusp. It's not as good as these four. But if you offered me a Twix or a Twirl, I don't even have to think about it. I'm obviously having the Twix. So Twix can go to god tier. Whisper Gold. Where's Whisper? It goes a level below that because they've ruined it by putting caramel in it. And then did anyone tell me what a star bar is? It's biscuit, caramel, chocolate. So basically a corner shop Kit Kat. It can go in there then. Boom. Ta-da. That is the correct tier list for UK chocolate bars. We've got to get that tweeted out because no doubt people will be making idiots of themselves disagreeing with it. So let's get that on the Twitter. Why is my function key not working? There we go. We're making all the I've just spent 10 minutes making correct decisions and teaching people things. This will get people in. If you ever want to get people into a stream, do a tier list and tweet it out. It's the key. It's the key to internet success. There we go. Oh, did I miss a goal while all that was going on? Only two I don't agree with. Good work, Beagles. Right, let's have a look at this goal. I actually mostly agree with the Kinder Bueno comments. Still got me slightly rattled. I mean, if I was a mum, I'd probably love Kinder Bueno, but it's obviously for mums, and I'm not a mum. I think the thing with Kinder Bueno is when I was a kid, they didn't exist. So stuff that didn't exist when I was a kid immediately starts low down. Because in my mind, it's boring adult chocolate. Nice little breakaway goal. Bit of a FIFA goal. My mum hates Kinder Bueno. Interesting. When I was a kid, there were only Kinder Eggs. Exactly. And Kinder Eggs would have been high up on that list because Kinder Eggs are brilliant. Even though they don't taste very nice. The chocolate's rubbish, but you get a toy. Only time this week, Dumfries will be happy. Good work. Right. What's this? Oh, so the draw just happens. We're playing Magpies or Riga. So Magpies... What a name for a team. Right, need to write this one down. I am absolutely doing a save of Bruno's Magpies at some point. To be honest, have you ever tried a Bueno? Yeah, I had one this week. Anna bought some from wherever we were. She really likes them. I had one. I only ate half of it because it's like... It's just nothing. It's just wafer with Nutella in. That's Bueno, isn't it? Bruno's Magpies. Tom FM did one. Well, it's about time someone did one people will watch then. I want to do one that people are aware of. Or Riga, who are in Latvia. It was a pub team. That's amazing. A pub team that are in the Europa Conference League. That's how much of a joke this competition is. Apparently we have poor club finances, which, I mean, we've never been in debt. We were in debt very briefly there, and that's apparently poor club finances. I don't understand. This seems like good club finances to me. They think that's poor club finances. They want to spend a few minutes at Bourne. Evening, obviously Kevin's done another tier table, but accidentally did it upside down again. I mean, obviously I didn't. Obviously you're insane. That tier list is absolutely correct. Right, we have got a couple of tough games back to back here. Bate, then Shakhtar back to back. Right. Let's go beat them. Kev is always correct. Exactly. Kev, look up the Haiti own goal. I will after the stream. If I do it on stream, I'll accidentally show it on stream and get a Zealand ban. Ironically, Americans in England rate stuff like dairy milk way higher than you do. Our chocolate is comparably. Yeah, I can believe that. When I've tried American chocolate, it's been rubbish. I mean, I'm not saying dairy milk is bad. It's absolutely fine. But that's all it is. It's absolutely fine. It's just chocolate. There's nothing about it. It's like having ready salted crisps. If anyone's putting ready salted crisps on God tier, they've never had a different flavour of crisps. Milk chocolate is better than dark chocolate. Maybe. Reese's peanut butter cups and Butterfingers are legendary. Butterfingers go in the same category as Crunchies for me. They're nice while you're eating them, but they're so sweet you regret them. They give me a headache, Butterfingers. They give me toothache and a headache. Reese's peanut butter cups are very, very special. They're not chocolate bars. They're not, certainly not UK chocolate bars, but they are really, really good. Peanut butter cups would have been God tier on there if they qualified. But if you're including things like peanut butter cups, you've got to include things like Cadbury's cream eggs. Because if you're including things that aren't chocolate bars, that's why the Bueno's not on there, because it's not a chocolate bar. Again, I'm not dissing Ready Salted. I enjoy Ready Salted crisps, but there's nothing special about Ready Salted crisps. They call them plain for a reason. What's my favourite flavour crisp? Smoky bacon. If we're talking Walkers, which obviously we should be, because they're the only crisps that count. Absolutely, cream egg is God tier. Cream eggs are fantastic. Probably the best thing that ever goes on the McDonald's menu is the cream egg McFlurry. When you have a little bits of Cadbury's chocolate with the cream egg yellowy gooey sauce all over your ice cream. That is better than the double sausage muffin they do in the morning, which is the second best thing on the McDonald's menu. Lou King, thank you very much for the 5 months. Right, come on, we've got to find an equalizer from somewhere. We're just randomly changing players and hoping this combination does the job. Demand more. No nut music again. I think there was. How am I doing on Euro Fantasy? I'm in the top third of my league, so I'm not doing disastrously. As of right now, I'm on 73 points with today's games taken into account. Really let down by Lukaku, because he didn't have to play De Bruyne in. He could have gone it alone on their first goal and grabbed himself a goal for me. Or De Bruyne could have just scored and let Lukaku have the assist. But for Lukaku was terrifying in that second half and only came out of it with 4 points. And he was my captain, which is how I got 4 points out of him. remember how long the diagnosis process was for Andy. I wasn't around when he got diagnosed, so no. I didn't meet Anna until Andy was like 7. He'd been diagnosed for years at that point. Problem with walkers, majority inside the bag is just air. Yeah, that's so they don't get smashed up. You wouldn't want that bag full to the brim of crisps, because for a start, that's too many crisps. And secondly, they're all going to be smashed because there's no air to pad them. That's like when I bought my new phone. It's like saying, I've got my new phone. I'm a little bit frustrated because more than half of that was just padding. Kind of expect that box to just be phone, and it wasn't. Bit of a rip-off, really. But it's to stop the phone getting destroyed. I have done Limitless this week. So I'm a little bit new to fantasy football. My understanding is I can move my captain, can't I? So I'm thinking move it to Kane for tomorrow, and then I can always move to Ronaldo the next day if Kane doesn't score either. Because I've got Lukaku, Kane and Ronaldo as my front three. I've got Kane because we're playing Scotland. Normally it's one captain per round of games. Can't move during the game week. Ugh, that's a shame. Never mind them. Dumfries has injured his wang. No, not an injured wang. Is he staying on with an injured wang? I'd be straight down that tunnel. I don't care if we've used all our substitutions. I'm sticking this thing in an ice bucket. I got 2 matches in training tonight in the hot Texas heat. That sounds probably is quite warm. So I can change captain, can I? Is that what you seem to be disagreeing with each other? I need to know if I can change my captain or not. I mean, realistically, I would have had Lukaku. If I'd have known there was no changing, I still would have gone for Lukaku this week. Someone's going to need to look at the rules, aren't they? Because you're disagreeing with each other. So you can't on the Prem one, you can on the Euros one. Is that what we're saying? I mean, I'll find out tomorrow and I can let you know. If I can switch to Kane tomorrow, then we know. FM Super League, Kevy 2 plaques would win it all. I guess we'll never know because I've never been invited to it. I play at Kev, changed my captain 3 times last week. Excellent. The second plaque isn't here yet, no. Bonus goes though. So what's the point of changing if the bonus goes? I need someone to educate me. I don't really understand fantasy football. How close is Anna's partner? I want to watch her streams, but she's pretty close. She needs... The only thing that she's not hitting the target for at the moment is like total number of streams. She's got the average viewers, but she hasn't streamed enough. So that's why she's doing 3... She'll have done 4 streams this week by the end of the week. She'll be streaming tomorrow. Then we'll be doing some more It Takes Two, where we'll both stream over the weekend. You get more points on the captain. But isn't that the bonus, though? Which you said you don't get. I don't understand. In your case, switch to Kane. Hopefully does better than what Lukaku did. That's what I'm thinking. I switch to Kane tomorrow, and if Kane doesn't score either, then I've got Ronaldo playing the next day who I can switch to. Yeah, she'll be streaming tomorrow morning. I don't know the exact times. It's usually around 11. Still 2-0 in the football. I guess I'll have to do a Premier League fantasy football this coming year. Now I'm officially a avid follower of the Premier League. I'm all about that Premier League life. I know it inside and out. You've had 16 replies on your chocolate tier list so far. And I imagine it's all people who are wrong. Swap the Bourneville and Cadbury Caramel and the Snickers with the dairy milk and it's spot on. You've lost your mind, Martin. Double Decker is God tier. No, it's not. Toffee Crisp is trash. What a moron. Bounty bottom tier. Yeah, because it's trash. It's coconut flavoured. Anything with coconut in is awful. Caramac bottom tier is actually worthy of a prison sentence. It was a chocolate bar list. It's not even a chocolate bar. There's no chocolate in a Caramac. No Snickers in the top row. Toblerone's great. Don't be ridiculous. There, I mentioned Jaffa Cakes. Well, they're not a top chocolate bar. Boost is not God tier. It's horrible. Oh, everyone's so wrong. That top tier is an abomination. It's not, though. It's right. I mean, what I would suggest, I'm fatter than anyone who's replied. So who are you going to trust about food? Bunch of thin people who obviously don't eat food, or the fat guy who obviously eats a lot of food. Obviously, I have a more valid opinion than those people. It's the way the world works. Don't trust a skinny chef. You have to set up a LOLLUJO Twitch Viewers League to go up against us in fantasy football. I imagine I will. I'll have to do one. Do I do one overall one or one for Twitch and one for YouTube? Dime's in bottom tier because it's just... Ugh. It's like Caramac, but with extra weird tasting chocolate on it. And it breaks your teeth. Very easy to sum up most of your list. Wafers or some sort of texture difference. Top. Standard, just chocolate. In the middle, overly flavoured, goes lower. Absolutely. That sums it up perfectly. I think we have done a crisp one, but it wasn't a very comprehensive list. Do Twitch versus YouTube and average points per person to see overall winners at the end of the season. All sounds very complicated. I'm not going to do another tier list tonight. We'll do it on another night though. Don't want to get rid of all of the top level content. You never know when I might need one for a video. If in doubt, do a Q&A. If you don't get any questions, do a tier list. That's basically YouTube in a nutshell for any YouTube beginners. Where is Fruit and Nut and Marvelous Creations? I would say neither of them are like, you don't get them as individual chocolate bars, do you? They're more like the big slabs of chocolate. Hopefully you play GeoGuessr again. I'm sure I'll do some GeoGuessr at some point. Last time I did GeoGuessr, though, I was sick for a week, so I'm worried I might be allergic to GeoGuessr. Like I say, once the Euros are out of the way and FM goes on a little lull for a little while, there'll be lots of other content, especially on Twitch. Not so much on YouTube, but Twitch will be full of non-FM stuff for a little while. Who's my most expensive signing on FM21? Must be someone that I signed for Arsenal. I don't know who. I must have done 3 figures at Arsenal. Several times, though, I imagine. Or maybe for Leicester. We did some expensive signings with Leicester. That Leicester team, I do think that Leicester team is probably the best team I've put together this year. Thinking about it now. We had Belotti and Werner on the bench, so we could play Haaland, Neymar, Dembele as a front three, I think. No, Pulisic came in as well, didn't he? Donnarumma in goal. What a team that Leicester team was. When do I predict home will finish? Not sure. Sheffield United is very close to Leicester City. Yeah, but the difference is Sheffield United was full of new gens because it took us 10 years to get there, whereas Leicester is full of actual players that you've heard of because it was just done from the start. Who would you say is your best signing over all of my FM21 series? Best signing? Danny Pritchard, because of when he came in and the impact that he had. I think Danny Pritchard's the most important signing I've made this year. Jorge Hernandez is a good shout. Troy Cannon came through the youth team. He wasn't a signing. Winger from Arsenal. What winger from Arsenal? We've just lost 3 games in a row. We've gone from being genuine title contenders to we might scrape into Europe. The one-arm Swan was a very good signing, depending on which time we signed him. When we signed him for Sheffield United, not so much. Portuguese winger you thought was a new gen? I don't know who that was. I do remember Damien. Damien was fantastic. Old man Atencio at 4, never been replaced. Yeah. Good old Fender Silver. Right, we've got to do a team meeting. We've ruined everything. Pump those fists. I mean, the fact that we had to play Barte and then Shakhtar back to back, and we only lost 2-0 each time. I don't think we're doing disastrously. That game against Energetic is a bit of a blow, but they are above us in the league now. We're still only 2 points behind 4th place. How up, sis? Thank you very much for the sub. Will I do the Leicester vs Arsenal, etc. thing that you did last year? Yes. I don't have the Leicester team saved. I forgot to save them before I did the 5 years in the future. But I've got everyone from Non-League to Legend. I've got the 3 teams from there. I've got What's happened to Gethin and the Nut music? I don't know. Is it not playing? Weird. Let's just reload Stream Elements. See if we can fix it. I don't know. No idea. It's just stopped working. What about best name? God knows was pretty good. Too bad he was bad at football. There's been lots of good names this year. Lots and lots of good names. War Woody Gaming, thank you very much for the raid. Dante Casanova is a great name. Made even better by the fact that he's a real person. In a recent-ish Home episode, you search for Wonder Kids through the search screen. How? You do it like this. So you go to your scouting, then you go to player search, and then I think you add a column for media description, and then sort it by media description, and then go down to the W's. Obviously, it's only going to show ones you're aware of, so it might be, yeah. In this particular save at the moment, we're not actually aware of any Wonder Kids. We've not scouted any. That's how you would do it. Oh, in fact, there's no Wonder Kids interested in signing for us. Let's try again with interested in signing for us turned off. There's your world class play. There you go. There's your Wonder Kids. So, I mean, that looks legit. Pedri, Saka, Radiol, Camavinga, Fati, Mason Greenwood. Boom. I haven't ever tried colorblind glasses. Mainly because I have to wear normal glasses. A good tip is to scout the promising players, as this means they have a high potential ability, but not so much current ability. Well, there you go. See, Scotty's got all the cheats. He knows how to cheat. He's a monster. That's what I call him, Scotty the Cheat in some circles. No, it seems that Haaland doesn't want to come to Belarus yet. That's not to say he won't end up here before the end of the save. Who knows? He probably won't. You watched StatApp. Yeah. He was the one who came straight in telling us who StatApp was and what he looked like earlier. Seemed to know an awful lot about him. Scotty, are you StatApp? Did you have a look where my goalkeeper from last year's born? Because I haven't seen him when you've been looking at the old born. He went somewhere. I don't remember where he went. We have looked for him once and found him. I don't remember where. Wah! The bottle just fell over and I don't know why. Yes. I think the fan blew it over. That's a big old gust of cold air. There's Reddit posts about him. See, I don't understand how Reddit works. Is there Reddit stuff about me? Do I need to be on Reddit seeing what people are saying about me? I imagine Reddit loves me. I'm just the kind of person I imagine Reddit loving. Oh, I bet they only say nice things over there. Apparently I have a Reddit. What the hell is this? r/LOLLUJO. Poor guy Mike Crockett. What? Logs of... It's just this one guy. It's this one guy's personal diary about me. That is weird. Baron Robbo, if you're here, stop being so weird. They're all posts by the same guy. All things considered, I think Kev's a decent looking chap. Poor guy can't take a picture to save his life. Seriously, look at every thumbnail. Like 100% of them. There are always these eyebrow raise, I've done a fart and you've caught me mega awkward things. Well, thanks, Baron Robbo, who's obsessed with me. Oh no, we've got someone else here now. Can you all get involved in this and make it less weird? Is this... There is a... Is this subreddit dead? Was it ever alive? I am baffled that this exists. You need to start a Baron Robbo Reddit. I might do. And just talk about him. So I don't really want to find out. Apparently, this is a meme channel. Do I regret looking at this now? No. Well, I am a little bit worried that I might have to get a restraining order out. No one's even commenting on stuff. It's literally this one guy. Hold on, we've got a comment on this one. Oh, we've got a new thread. Who doesn't love LOLLUJO? Oh, I've got to log in. I don't have a Reddit account, so I can't. Well, there you go. That was exciting, wasn't it, boys and girls? Comment on it and make his day. I would imagine my username's almost certainly already gone. And I'm not going to go on there as some random name. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know why the sub alert's not working. We will fix it at some point. When I say we'll fix it, I mean it will hopefully just start working again for the next stream. That's what I'm thinking will happen. I'll turn everything off and back on again and it'll miraculously work. That's kind of what I'm banking on here. That's all I've really got. Right, boys and girls, I think we're going to wrap the stream up there. The football's finished. I've got a vlog to edit, so I think this is as good a time as any to call it a day. Let's find somebody to raid. Twitch.tv. Who shall we raid? Who should we raid? Who shall we raid? Benno's on. We haven't raided him for ages. Let's raid him. Raid. Reese Benno 91. Magic. Go say hello to Benno. And I'll see you back here at some point over the weekend, probably, for some It Takes Two. Toodle pip, boys and girls. Bye. Did I press the button? I think I did.